Morning, everyone. And for those of you logging onto the LMS platform later, hello to you too. Today, I'm going to be discussing the importance of running your business on a business operating system. But before I do that, I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about myself and maybe what gives me the right to even speak to you in this industry. So my name is Mandy, and I am, together with my husband, we own a company called UPP Group. That's our plumbing business. And we are also coaches in a business called Coach Up. And together we are passionate about making a difference in the plumbing industry through leadership coaching, business mentoring, etc. So that's just a little bit about who I am. So on to today's topic of a business operating system. Before I go into the presentation, I just want us to understand what a business operating system is and maybe more importantly, what it is not. So often I find when I use the terminology operating system, people often think that I'm referring to a software program to run their business. And while the right software program to run your business is an incredible game changer, that's not what I'm referring to by a business operating system. Rather, it is a set of procedures, a set of policies and practices that a company follows to ensure that their business runs efficiently, effectively, and profitably. So let's look at a simple example of what can typically happen in a day in a plumbing business. So if I've tried to put a little diagram here together of what an event in a plumbing business might look like. So you have a client phoning in, and if you've got a system, you might be capturing the client's details onto that system and finding out what the issues are, what they're needing done. And from that, you're going to generate a quote. If they accept the quote, you're going to dispatch the job. Depending on the size of your business, you might be doing the job yourself, or you're going to be dispatching it to a team to do it. They're going to go to the client and they're going to unblock the toilet in this instance, hopefully not in the same way that this guy's unblocking the toilet over here. And if they do a good job, you're going to have a happy client, you're going to invoice that client, and because they're so happy, ka-ching, they're going to be paying you and you're going to see money appearing in your bank account. Now, that all sounds very easy and very simple, but in any one of these steps over here, there are numerous things that can go wrong or that can go well and result in you losing a client or being successful and maybe maintaining that client, and not only maintaining that client, but having that client refer you on to family members and friends, etc., and generating more business that way. So let's just look at maybe one example of what could possibly go wrong in a business that results in you losing a job. So the call comes in and you don't have any standard practice for what happens once the call comes in. So let's assume that the person receiving the phone call is a nice, charming person. They asking all the right questions, getting the information from the client, but you don't have the steps that follow on from that that's going to lead to the quote getting to the client in a fast enough turnaround time so that you can get that job. And so the client is waiting. In the meantime, they've asked around for 2-3 other quotes, which they've already received. And maybe a couple of days later, you check in up on what's happened in your business and you see that this call came in, there's no quote that's gone out, and you follow up with the client and the job's already gone someplace else. And there are a million other examples and scenarios that I can sketch for you in terms of what can happen in a day that can go wrong, that results in a loss of business, or maybe you get the job, but it's not run profitably, or the job is not done properly and the client's unhappy and you struggle to get payment and the vehicle breaks down, or the guys forgot to put fuel in, or whatever it is. There are just so many things that can happen in a day that takes things off track. So why have a business operating system? So I just want you to know I didn't make a typo when I typed BOS. It stands for Business Operating System. And why is it so important and critical to your business? Well, in my experience, a boss, and I'm talking about a business operating system over here, is what sets you apart from being a BOSS boss, chasing his or her own tail, or rather being an entrepreneur running an efficient, well-oiled, and profitable business. If you are also wanting to make sure that your business is scalable in the future, then you will not be able to do that without having a business operating system in place. And even if you aren't planning on your business being scalable, maybe you plan on keeping it to what it is, a family business or whatever you have decided you want for your business going forward, a business operating system is still fundamental in terms of making sure that you bring consistency to your business, that you don't have any money wasters in your business in terms of just like little drains sucking your money because there's no specific system in place. A business operating system will also bring clarity and alignment to your business vision, your business goals and objectives. And in fact, it's what helps to create and realize your business vision, goals and objectives. And so a business operating system is what creates what we call the standard operating processes within your company. So stay with me over here. I know maybe I'm giving a lot of information. So there are many, many business operating systems out there. And, within UPP Group, within our plumbing company, we've tried and tested many different ones, and some of them have been better than others. But the business operating system that we came across probably about, 2 years or so ago now, and the one that we have implemented into our business and still implementing, it's an ongoing process, because this is a journey. Once you realize the importance and you go down this road, it's not a quick fix. It's something that probably takes you 2 to 3 years to implement properly, but it is so worth it. So the business operating system that we run on, and I can attest to it's being a great system, and also we coach on the system, is called EOS. And EOS is created, the founder of EOS is a guy called Gino Wickman. If you want to find out more about this system, he's written a book called Traction. You can get it on Takealot, and it'll give you more information about it, or you can just chat to myself or Duncan about it. So EOS is built on 6 fundamental areas within your business. And the 6 elements are laid out on the screen in front of you. So the first one is vision and values. The second one is people. The third one is process. Number 4 is data. 5, it's issues. And number 6 is traction. And I'm going to just go through each of these elements this morning and explain a little bit more to you about what each of these sections mean. But first, let me just say that, why is it, again, what are the benefits of a boss, of a business operating system, and what's the benefit of running EOS within your company? Number 1, I've mentioned before, it brings you clarity and alignment within your business. It increases accountability within the people that's in your business that work for you. It creates efficiencies and effectiveness through the standard operating procedures and streamlining processes that you adopt into your company. And it improves decision-making processes. Everything is so crystal clear once you have a business operating system implemented into your company. And things like how you decide certain things are taken out of your hands, and it's not going to matter if you as the business owner are there to make the decision or not. You might be busy because the steps to make that decision is available to everyone within your company. And so it allows for that consistency to happen no matter whether you're in the business or not. So let's break this down. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at is visions and values. So if you've been listening to any of the webinars that I've given for the past, probably the 3 webinars that I've spoken about this year, it's all been around vision and values. And so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but vision and values is what creates that direction that your business is going to, and it provides you with that focus. How EOS helps you to get to your vision or revisit your vision, if you need to, is it provides an environment to brainstorm what your 10-year target is. Once you have an idea of what your 10-year target is going to be, and there are steps to take to this as well, that I'm not going to go into this morning, but once you've identified what that 10-year target is, it allows you to then start backtracking, and in this system, you then develop a 3-year target as well as a 1-year target. And the intention of that is it's the building blocks that helps you to achieve your vision going forward and over a period of time. The second component over here is people. Now, again, I don't know what the size of your business is, but I'm presuming that every single one of you, whether you have 1 or 2 people working for you, or 5 or 6, you still have people working for you. And if you've got the wrong people in your business, they don't align with your business values, you wanting to go in one direction and they're always doing things in the opposite direction and they're frustrating you, then you don't have the right people in your business. And so what this system allows you to do is it takes you through a process of identifying your values, number one, and then through your values with the people in your business to help bring them into alignment with the values of your business. And if they're still not the right people, it helps you to set up the structures to performance manage and eventually fire them from your business if they're not right for your business. The wrong people in your business takes up your time. They create an atmosphere in your business that's not healthy, and you just don't want them there. But it also helps you, what this also does is it helps you to recruit the right people. So EOS talks about having the right people in the right seat, and how you do that is to GWC them. So you need to check that whatever role they're in, whatever their responsibilities are, they get it. That's the G. They want it. They're passionate about what they do. They're excited about what they do. They know they make a difference in the business, and they put their whole heart into it, and they have the capacity for it. And I'm not talking capacity over here only from the amount of time they've got in a day to get something done, but also capacity in terms of their skill set. So that is the people component. Secondly, you have the process component. Now, all businesses should have processes in place, and they should be structured, and they should be itemized, and they should be documented so that anyone can go to it and read up on what that process is. And you can have processes in place for your client relationship part of your business, how calls are received, how you deal with clients, how you respond to them, how things get done. You should have a process in place for your sales and marketing, maybe have sales scripts, a marketing strategy, how that is going to be communicated through the year, etc., and all in alignment with where you're going in terms of your vision and your 10-year target and your goals. You should have operational processes in place. And operations form such a big part of our business, our plumbing businesses in this industry, because that's where the magic happens and what the client experiences. And it covers quite a vast area within your business as well. And it's not only to do with the actual execution of the job, but the things surrounding and planning for the job as well. So your job planning, your stock planning, making sure that your vehicles are up and running, etc., all can fall into some kind of standard procedure, operating procedure within operations, within this system. You can have an inventory, a stock management process, a recruitment process, and even a performance management process can all be documented and implemented into your business so that you know exactly what to do in each of these areas. And I know this sounds a lot, but I'm going to touch on this on that in a slide or two. So don't get too overwhelmed. Next is your data. So data is the information in your business. It's where you can draw reports from that's going to tell you how you're performing. It's also where you're going to pull information to measure whether you are meeting objectives or not. Your data provides you with numbers, and within EOS, they refer to a scorecard. Each scorecard will measure something specific in your business in different areas. So it could be measuring things like, are you achieving your turnover target? If you have set, from a sales perspective, if you have set that you want to achieve a certain amount of leads in a month or in a week or in a day, it will provide you with that measurement in order to know if you've achieved your target or not. And if not, then it helps you to identify why not and to then get the correct measures in place. Every single person in your business needs to have a number. So whether it's the person answering the phone, in terms of what their role is, it will have a number attached to it. If they are responsible for getting calls in and getting quotes out, the number could be that quotes must be out within a certain amount of hours from the time the call is received. That's their number. And so on it goes. And the importance of having scorecards and measurements in place is that you cannot know if you're achieving what you have set out to achieve, if you're meeting your targets, if you aren't measuring things. The other thing is that if people know that they are being measured within your business, if you've got scarecards, I think sometimes people are scared of the measurements, but if you've got scorecards in place, there's the saying that says, what gets measured gets done. And the other one is that what gets measured can be improved as well. So that's the importance of having those numbers. Then you have what we call issues. Now, let's face it, guys, all businesses have issues. And you can see this as a good thing or you can see it as a bad thing. We choose within our company to see issues as opportunities to change, to improve, and get better. And there's a process in terms of how we deal with issues. And that process we refer to as IDS. The first thing is we identify what the issue is. Then, as a team, we discuss what's creating that issue, why it's happening, what went wrong, anything that has to do with what that issue is that we are discussing. And then everyone has the opportunity to put forth the solutions to overcome that issue, to fix it, and so that you can move ahead and not get stuck with something that's going on in your business. And this allows your business to become aligned, efficient, and productive. So dealing with issues can be a very good thing. And if you're not going to have a strategy in place to deal with issues in your business, it can soon become a big mountain and very hard to overcome. So deal with them in a positive and constructive way and use it as an opportunity for growth. Now, before I get to the last component, which is traction, there's a lot of things that might need to get put into place to get your business onto a business operating system if you're not on one already. And maybe you are on one, but things are just not working out and you can't figure out why. And if it's not working out, or if you don't have one, then the first thing to do is to create a step-by-step process for yourself so that you don't get overwhelmed. Many plumbing businesses in South Africa, we're quite small, we're small businesses, and we don't have separate departments for everything. Sometimes we are functioning in multiple roles within our business. You're the salesperson, you're going to do the assessments and the quoting and the costing and everything. So how do you break this down? So the first thing that you need to do is to set small targets for yourself. Okay, so we've spoken about the 10-year and the 3-year target, and you're going to bring it all the way down to a 1-year target. For those of you whose financial year begins on the 1st of March, this is the right place to start. Figure out what you're going to be doing for the year. And if it started in Jan, it's still early enough for you to go and revisit this and start this process. So figure out what it is that you're wanting to achieve for the year. So you're going to look at things like your financial targets. If there was any specific sales strategies that you wanted to put into place, maybe there's a specific niche market that you're wanting to go into, and you need to figure out and break down how you're going to get there. Maybe within all of that, you need to recruit an extra person, and what process are you going to follow to make sure that you recruit the right person? And once they come into your company, that you've got an onboarding system in place to help them fit into the culture of your business easily and effectively, so that they get up and running quickly and in alignment with where you are going. So you jot down all of those type of targets that you have set for the year. Then you're going to break them down into quarterly objectives. Again, you're going to look at those same things. So if it's financial goal, how I'm going to take, if your financial goal is 1 million, 2 million, 3 million rand for the year, whatever that is, break it into quarterly financial goals. And then from there, you're going to develop what we call ROCs. And ROCs is just a step-by-step SMART goal system. I'm sure that many of you have heard of SMART goals. So set up step-by-step SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. That's what SMART stands for. So make sure that they are that, because that way you can measure each step as you achieve it. Make sure that you have assigned a specific person, whether it's yourself or someone else in the business. You've assigned people to champion those SMART goals, those ROCs, and then you're going to be meeting once a week, and there's a specific agenda that we follow through EOS that allows us to track whether we're on track with our ROCs. Out of the issues that we discuss as well, there might be to-do actions that comes out of that we might need to achieve within a week. A to-do action is something that can be done over a week or 2 weeks max. And then you start measuring whether these things have been achieved. So whether it's a financial target that you're putting into place, or a recruitment strategy you're putting into place, or a marketing strategy, or some part of operational strategy. Maybe it's how your guys fill up the petrol for the week, how you make sure the vans are stocked with what it needs to be stocked with, so that they don't waste time running around getting items instead of going straight to a job to do the job. All of those kind of things you can create little strategies and ROCs around and start implement them into your 1 year goal to make sure that you achieve it. And when you are doing all of these, and it takes time and it takes a consistency to get this in place, you're going to see that you start gaining traction in your business. Your business is going to start moving forward, and it might be slow at first, like a big bus pulling away, but as it gains momentum, you're going to see that you're going to have more focus, that the execution of things become a lot easier, and you're going to start feeling that progress towards the targets that you have set and towards your vision. And so this is EOS in a nutshell. Your business sits in the middle of these components, and by implementing a very sound business operating system into your company, you'll find that over time you will become more efficient, you'll become more effective. There's a consistency to how things get done. It takes out a lot of the drudgery from everyday things that you do. Administration becomes so easy within this, because things will just start happening, and you'll start seeing the ka-ching in your bank account, and the atmosphere that you have in your business through the culture that starts growing into the direction that you want it to go will start happening. And more than that, you're going to start experiencing happier clients, and happier clients refer you on to other people, and that can be a part of your sales strategy as well, using great referrals as a means of building sales going forward. And that's it from me for today. Thank you for your time. I think over the next couple of webinars that I am involved in, I'll break this components down even further so it makes it easier to absorb.